Welcome back, everybody. It is almost 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Now, the Mall of Africa in Johannesburg is currently showing what is by far one of the biggest series of public art exhibitions in the country. Now, this is an initiative by the Julie Miller Investment Art Institute together with the mall, which aims to support local artists. Hosting over 100 artists and more than 300 artworks, this is a series of 4 exhibitions a year for each of the seasons, starting with the autumn exhibition that is on show and will run through to the 29th of April. Now, Julie Miller is from the Art Institute and she joins me now in studio to tell us more about this. A very good morning to you, Julie, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Now, talk us through about this particular exhibition. What can you expect from it?
Well,
and why did you decide to partner with the Mall of Africa?
Okay, so there were a couple of things that inspired it. Firstly, I saw a public exhibition at the Melrose Arch by Jean Doyle, so sculptures, and I loved the fact that the public could engage with the art. At the same time, we did a couple of small things to do with art in the Mall of Africa, and the response was tremendous. So I met with the mall marketing team and we brainstormed and said, well, why don't we go big in terms of bringing art into the public space and demystifying it for people. And that's where this idea came from. Okay.
So who will be on show? Who will be the artists that will be exhibiting their goods there?
There are 132 artists on show. Okay. Artists like Azal Langa, Great Joy and Ndlovu, Robin Field, obviously Jean Doyle is there in force. But 132 artists, from emerging artists all the way to well-known, well-established artists, as well as the UJ students are on show.
Okay, so you basically do provide a platform for the well-established and the up-and-coming artists.
Absolutely.
Interesting stuff.
It's about bringing art into the public space so that it becomes demystified. And literally, the art is for sale. There are items that are for sale for about 300 Rand, and there are items that are for sale for 1.5 million Rand. Ooh. So it's a very broad range.
Okay. So is it only local artists, or do we...
It's all African artists, all African artists. So there are other African artists living in South Africa. So all of those artists we've got showing there, but we will grow this over time. But it really is an African contemporary art initiative.
And any plans to taking African creativity to the rest of the world?
Absolutely. That's definitely the plan. Okay. We are busy with creating a website at the moment. We have already established a couple of relationships internationally to source African contemporary art for them. Okay. So that is absolutely the long-term plan on this.
All right. So we know of quite a number of artists who have had a foot in the international market.
Yes.
So where are we in South Africa insofar as growing the art, insofar as growing the creative space?
Well, South Africa, if we put it with the rest of Africa, so if we look at the continent as a whole, African contemporary art is being recognized internationally as a very desirable asset class from an investment point of view. So there are specifically international fairs focused at contemporary African art. So if you look at the 154, they started in London, New York, now Marrakesh, and they're growing that. There are also Christie's and Sotheby's in the rest of the world. The auction houses have specific categories for African contemporary art. So it's being recognized more and more internationally. And international galleries are now coming over to South Africa, and I'm sure to the rest of the countries on the continent, searching out artists to bring them into their galleries.
I see. Now, I've been to quite a number of these exhibitions, and sadly, I wasn't able to get an opportunity to interact with the artists. So will there be an interactive session with the artists?
Yes. On the opening night, which was the 5th of April, many of the artists were there. Also on the 27th of April is the Mall of Africa's 2nd birthday.
Oh, really?
So a lot of the artists will be available for that and for the rest of the weekend, because that's the closing weekend. So they will be there. And we're going to be doing this again and again. So June will be winter. And again on the opening night and on the closing, the artists will be there to interact and talk about the inspiration.
I can't wait. Remind us of the dates again.
27th of April, 2nd birthday, Friday, and for the Saturday and Sunday thereafter, because that's when we close on the 29th.
All right. Julie, hope to see you again there.
Thank you so much.
Great chatting to us. That was Julie Miller from the Julie Miller Investment Art Institute, and she's been talking to us about the exhibition that will be held at the Mall of Africa. Well, this is Morning Live. Let's go for an ad break now.